One of the most helpful ways that I've seen to think about your digestion is to think about it a little bit like breathing, in the sense that if your breathing is working properly, you don't notice it. You don't think about it, you pay zero. In an ideal world, you would have zero thoughts about breathing in any given day, right? Why is digestion any different? Right? Just how your body processes air is not top of mind. You don't have all these issues with it, hopefully, but it seems like every day with every meal, so many of us, our digestion, how we deal with food, is it's literally, it hurts, it's causing problems, it's an issue. We take all these medications for it. That's a problem, right? If tomorrow you woke up and you could barely breathe, or it hurt to breathe, every time you tried to take some air in, you gasped, you'd say, man, there's something really wrong and we need to look at this and we need to look at it as a society. And we need to do the same thing in terms of our digestion, because frankly, the way you process air, the way you process food should just happen in the background. You should never even think about it. A lot of people have asked me if taking Viscera 3 really means throw away my probiotics and throw away my fiber supplements. I would absolutely say yes for fiber supplements. Fiber supplements, first of all, I mean, if you want more fiber, eat more vegetables. Don't take fiber supplements. And when it comes to, again, even eating more vegetables, you got to make sure that the container you're putting those vegetables in your body can actually do something with them, or you're just going to cause more problems. And I personally have had a lot of experience with this. I'm a huge vegetable fan. The baseline of our entire program over at Sane Solution is eating more vegetables. But personally, for me, I need to heal my gut and needed to heal my gut before I could handle all those vegetables and make them actually be healthy for me. When it comes to prebiotics and also probiotics, they do play a role, but it's a little bit like icing on the cake, right? If you don't have a cake, the icing is somewhat pointless. So if you don't have a healthy gut to put those pre and probiotics in, they're not going to do any good. So maybe don't throw them away, but definitely put them in the back of the shelf behind Viscera 3, because you need to get that Viscera 3 in you to heal you in a way that no food can, literally, that no food can. And then once you're healed, go ahead and put them in. I've definitely referred to fiber especially, and also to some extent probiotics, as fake news, because I know, first of all, my parents and a lot of people in the baby boom generation, they're still watching the evening news. And I can't tell you, last time I was with my parents, how many times I saw a freaking fiber supplement commercial during the evening news, obviously targeted at baby boomers. And the fact of the matter is, if you're suffering with digestive issues, it's very likely not because you are taking in a lack of fake fiber from supplements. I can assure you that's not the issue. You don't have a Metamucil deficiency. If you want more fiber, eat more vegetables. But I'd encourage you to back up and say, why do you think you need more fiber? And the question, when I ask that question to most people, they have no idea. It's a little bit like electrolytes. Like, drink electrolytes. Like, why? Well, because electrolytes. Gatorade sure seems to think they're important. Fiber is absolutely important, but it's only important when fiber can do what it needs to do. And for most of us, because of our toxic environment and the way we eat and the way we live and stress and sleep and blah, 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 medication, so on and so forth, we can't actually do with fiber that which is beneficial. So, and the same thing really applies to probiotics. If you just dump more bacteria into an unhealthy environment, and I mean your gut, it's not helpful. It's like putting more seeds in a unfertile garden. It's not going to do anything. You're just going to have more and more seeds. So the key, again, is to heal that environment, to heal your intestines, to heal your leaky gut. And honestly, there really was no efficient and effective way of doing that until very recently with the advent of Viscera 3 and the patented technology within it. I mean, it's literally therapeutic. I mean, if you have strep throat, eating healthy is a great idea. Eating sanely is an even better idea. But you better also take some Augmentin, or you're still going to have strep throat. Think of Viscera 3 the same way. Like, fiber and pre and probiotics just aren't the right medicine to heal a leaky gut. Viscera 3 is. So many people talk about having a healthy gut, but literally nobody I've talked to can define what that means. And that's because there is no definition. There is no medical definition of a healthy gut. But here's how I define a healthy gut. A healthy gut is when your digestive process is a complete non-issue. So if you have a healthy respiratory system, you will never think about breathing, ever. You will just live your life and breathing will never cross your mind. If you have a healthy gut, you will eat food and you will never think about what happens afterwards. Ever. You won't think about gas, you won't think about bloating, you won't think about irritable bowel syndrome, you won't think about how uncomfortable it is to go to the bathroom. You'll just live your life. And so few of us, myself included up until very recently, have had that experience. Eating and the process of living afterwards can be quite painful and quite uncomfortable for everyone around us, frankly. And that's not natural and that's not healthy. Having a healthy gut is the absence of that experience. Butyrate is the most promising substance in the battle against any and all digestive issues. It's a specific form of short-chain fatty acid that has shown the most promise in clinical research studies to literally heal our guts. And backing up, short-chain fatty acids are the reason you eat fiber, the reason you've been told to take pre and probiotics is to create a healthy environment in your gut and to feed healthy bacteria. And just like any other living species, that bacteria eats stuff that you can't eat, such as fiber. You can't digest it, but these little bacteria can, and then they poop. And their poop is called short-chain fatty acids. And it's actually very good for you. I know it sounds weird, but it's honestly, that's one of the most, if you want to talk about the beauty of human biology, there are billions of little critters that live in us, and their poop heals us. That's pretty freaking amazing. So the technical term for their poop is short-chain fatty acids. Butyrate is a very specific and therapeutic form. And what's really neat about butyrate is how powerful it is to heal. But what's challenging about butyrate is it is incredibly difficult to get your body to produce enough of it naturally. Even if you took it, even if you ate it, it really wouldn't do any good because it would get destroyed before it got to your lower intestine and specifically your colon, which is where it works its magic. So tributyrate is the freaking biggest breakthrough ever when it comes to gut health because it's a patented form of butyrate where you take 3 butyrate molecules and you bind them together with a glycerol molecule that allows that butyrate to get directly where it needs to go in your body to heal you. And also it's been proven to be about 3 to 4 times more effective than the butyrate your body produces naturally. So, I mean, we're not talking it's better than what's currently available. It's a complete revolution in terms of options to heal any digestive issues you may be facing. Tributyrate specifically has clinically proven effects on your weight that are extremely positive and even more encouraging, specifically visceral fat, which everyone on the planet agrees is deadly and bad for your health, right? If you're holding fat on your hips, that's a totally different thing than if you're holding fat in your abdomen, because that's really strangling and suffocating your organs and really has a bad effect on your health. And as we now know, body fat accumulation is really a function of your brain, your gut, and your hormones communicating. And when that breaks down, problems happen. So you got to heal your hormones, you got to heal your brain, and you got to heal your gut. And frankly, Viscera 3, and specifically tributyrate, and the other proven compounds within it are the most effective and pleasant way to fix the gut component of the cause of long-term weight gain. And therefore, it is absolutely an incredibly promising breakthrough in the battle against the bulge. Tributyrate and the other components found within Viscera 3 actually do make you feel fuller. They're not an appetite suppressant. In fact, they're kind of the opposite, because what they do, they're not suppressing anything. They're increasing a specific hormone that triggers in your brain that feeling of being full and satisfied. So we sometimes talk about, if you're familiar with our SANE program, satiety. And what this substance does is actually trigger signals in the satiety centers of your brain that naturally prevent overeating and reduce cravings. It's really important to understand that your body is a beautiful miracle and that it can heal your gut. But there are ways to help it, right? If you break your arm, the only way it heals is if your body heals it. But there's ways to help that process and to dramatically speed up that process. And look, let's be very honest, the body is a beautiful miracle as well, but if you have strep throat or scarlet fever and you don't take penicillin or Augmentin, your beautiful body is not gonna be beautiful for much longer. And anyway, body has its limitations. So the body can produce the substance called butyrate and other short chain fatty acids, which are the key to healing your gut. But their ability to do that, if you're suffering with digestive issues, is compromised. So yes, your body is a beautiful, brilliant machine that can produce these short chain fatty acids, and specifically butyrate, which can heal your gut. But if that machine is broken, you're essentially trying to fix the machine with the broken machine, if that makes sense. So once we can get some help from Viscera 3 and tributyrate and the other substances in Viscera 3 to heal your gut, it's entirely possible to live a healthy, digestion issue-free life and have your body naturally produce butyrate to keep you healthy. But frankly, I personally plan to enjoy the benefits of Viscera 3 for the rest of my life, because we also do know that there's the normal levels of these short-chain fatty acids, and then there's the optimal levels of these short-chain fatty acids, because as beautiful and brilliant as your body is, it was not designed or evolved, whatever your belief system is, for the modern world, right? So we all need a little bit of help. Like, you need a little bit of extra vitamin C. You need a little bit of extra sleep. You need a little bit of extra de-stressing, and you need a little bit of extra short-chain fatty acids, and specifically tributyrate, to help your gut deal with the chaos that is modern life. Both in my personal experience as well as everyone I've spoken to and the clinical research show that the top 3 benefits of Viscera 3 are incredibly clear. Of course, they heal your gut in a way that literally no other substance on the planet can. Literally, there is no substance on the planet that can do what Viscera 3 does. The second thing is it helps with weight loss in a clinically proven way. Like, this isn't a stimulant or an appetite suppressant. It's literally healing the dysfunctions in your gut that, along with brain inflammation and hormonal dysregulation, cause long-term weight gain. And the third is, interestingly enough, it helps to heal your brain. You may have heard your gut referred to as your second brain, and of course your brain is your first brain. That's because your brain and your second brain, your gut, are constantly communicating, and they're communicating through something called your vagus nerve. And when you heal your gut, you heal that communication and can reduce inflammation in your brain and reduce your risk of depression, anxiety, and really scary neurological issues like Alzheimer's and dementia. I've been getting a lot of questions recently about how gut issues, leaky gut, anything around it, can cause neurological issues, because that, for some people, seems a little bit far-fetched. But what's an amazing scientific fact is that your gut and your brain are communicating all the time via something called your vagus nerve. So there's nothing that happens in your gut that your brain is not aware of. And when your gut is in distress, that signal, that stress, gets sent up through your vagus nerve into your brain, and doctors have noted that they feel that that could be a very causal factor in the rising rates of anxiety and depression that our culture is facing. If your brain thinks your digestive system is about to explode, you can imagine that it might make you feel a little suboptimal. I take Viscera 3 every morning right after I brush my teeth, not because of any sort of magic fluoride interaction that takes place, but rather because we all get really busy. I have 2 children under the age of 2, so my mornings are not my own, and I'm their primary caretaker. It's very fun, but we got a whole lot of stuff we got to handle in the morning. So I put my bottle of Viscera 3 next to my toothpaste. That way I never forget it, because it is that constant exposure to the patented ingredients in Viscera 3 that really keep my gut healthy and will keep everyone's gut healthy. So I just want to make sure I don't forget. So I anchor it to my habit of brushing my teeth every morning to make sure I don't forget. I guess the world is going to know my big secret now, but the truth is that I have been known, unfortunately, since I was maybe 10 years old, for having horrible gas. Horrible gas. And I'm not sort of afraid to say it anymore, because that was past stinky Jonathan. So I actually we won't get into all my terrible stories, but I'm happy to say, and of course there's other toilet and bloating problems that go along with that, which we don't need to get in for this video. But since being on Viscera 3 consistently, and I do have to say that I take a double dose of Viscera 3 because I've had some pretty severe digestive issues, that the amount of gas, bloating, diarrhea, anything along those lines has radically reduced. I can't say that I never pass gas, but I would say that I probably do it like a healthy, normal person now. So occasionally, rather than literally a couple times an hour, every day of my life. A lot of people have asked me about this whole concept of pooping out health problems, because you poop out fat, or poop out anxiety, or poop out Crohn's disease, or poop out, insert any sort of problem, poop out your financial issues. And maybe you can't poop out your financial issues, but it is really important to understand that if you have toxins in your body, there's really only a couple paths for those to leave your body. One is through your sweat, one is through your urine, and one is through your poop. And if you're trying to get a lot of solid substances out of your body, your poop is going to be the primary way they're going to come out. So disease states are often influenced by foreign bodies and other toxic nonsense that we don't want in our bodies. So if you can help your gut to do what it's designed to do, which is to eliminate from your body that which is not good for your body, and it really is that simple, right? If you eat, I won't say you, if you've ever had a dog or known someone who's had a dog, they will have a story of their dog eating dice or a nickel or a chess piece or something else. And they go to the vet, and what does the vet say? Let's hope they pass it. Let's hope they poop it out. So what we're saying here is that there's a lot of hope that when you heal your gut, you can literally poop out your problems. Not necessarily recommending that you eat dimes and quarters and nickels, but saying that we do have a way now to help your gut eliminate the toxins that lead to so many health problems. So yes, in one sense, you literally can poop out your health problems. We have all heard so much about fiber, and look, I am fiber's #1 advocate. If you dig deep into my research and my company, and I shouldn't say my research, I should say the research that I popularized, because frankly, the people that I've had the opportunity to work with at Harvard and Johns Hopkins and blah, 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 these people are just incredible. I'm just their mouthpiece. But that aside, I love fiber. Fiber's tremendously good for you. But I have to admit that I was a little, let's say, cart before the horse. Meaning that if fiber's great for you, if your body can handle it. And a lot of us, our bodies can't handle fiber. We eat fiber and we just poop all over the place, and we fart and we're bloated, and it's horribly uncomfortable. And look, I know this because a lot of our members have told this to me. People who eat sanely, they say, Jonathan, this is great, except that I'm bloated and diarrheal and farting all the time now. And that's because while fiber is good for you, it's only good for you if your gut can do something with it. So of course, one of the good things about fiber is it helps keep you regular, but the reason it keeps you regular is that fiber is not metabolized by your body, right? When you eat protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids and then can do something with those amino acids. Your body can't do anything with fiber except poop it out. However, there are billions of bacteria in your body that can do something with fiber. Fiber is their fuel. And when they eat fiber, just like any other species on the planet, they then need to use the restroom. And when they poop, their poop is called short-chain fatty acids. And it's one of the wonders of nature that these billions of bacteria that live in your body, when they poop, their poop or short-chain fatty acids is healing to you. I mean, that's just amazing. And then there's a substance called butyrate, which is a specific form of short-chain fatty acid, which research has shown is it's like stem cells for your gut. I know that's a weird analogy, but a lot of people are like, oh, stem cells, they do all this stuff in your body. Butyrate is like stem cells for your gut. It heals what ails you in terms of gut permeability and issues in your intestinal lining. And the problem is that producing it is incredibly difficult from just diet alone. And you can't just eat butyrate because your digestive system would destroy it before it gets to where it needs to go. So the amazing thing about tributyrate and Viscera 3, which contains it and other therapeutic compounds, is that it can get specifically into your colon and your lower intestine where it needs to be, and it can provide a therapeutic dose of a form of butyrate that is 3 times more powerful than that which you can produce naturally. And because of that, it causes gut, brain, and even weight loss results that some people find hard to believe. Tributyrate is fundamentally different from butyrate from a practical and also a scientific perspective. I'm not going to bore you with the scientific differences right now, but from a practical perspective, butyrate, for anyone who's watching this, is somewhat useless. Like you can't do anything with butyrate. You can't take butyrate. If you ate butyrate, it wouldn't do anything. It's not useful. So butyrate is just a concept for most people. Tributyrate is a patented substance which you can take. You can take it in Viscera 3, which is a product that we've created, and it will get directly into the part of your body it needs to disseminate butyrate, which is 3 times more powerful than the butyrate that is produced naturally by your body, to heal almost any gut issue you may be facing.